Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Hello and welcome everybody inside the Columbus Civic Center. My name's Devin Dobeck, the voice of the Breakers, along with you. Friday night FPHL action coming at you. He shoots, he scores!
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment, in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
Looking for non-stop fun? Sky Zone Biloxi at the Edgewater Mall is the place to be. Jump off wall-to-wall trampolines, dunk on the basketball court, or conquer the warrior course. Sky Zone Biloxi truly has something for everyone. And now, you can celebrate big with our newly upgraded birthday party packages to make their special day unforgettable. Get ready to jump, play, and soar higher than ever at Sky Zone Biloxi.
Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty, on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, jello shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cowan Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienville Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash and skates so flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees, they travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside, it's a good old hockey game.
And we welcome you back to episode 25 of Breaker Banter. My name's Devin Dobeck, joined by Kyle Heitzner, one of the new forwards for the Biloxi Breakers. Kyle, welcome to the show. Happy to have you on here.
Yeah, thanks, Dev. It's always good to chat. I'm excited for to get to know me a little more for the fans, and excited to chat with you. So.
Yeah, looking forward to it. But I always like to start back at the roots, how your hockey journey began. You grew up in Orillia, Ontario. How did your hockey journey begin? Who were your early mentors, and how'd you learn to play the game?
So going back into like the young days of learning the game, my dad's been a huge mentor for me. He used to take me to the local rink and just like tow me around with his stick, like before I could even skate at like 3 years old, and then obviously started skating a little more, 3-4 years old. We moved to Orillia when I was about 6 years old, and grew up playing on the lake, the
best way to do it.
Yeah, sometimes there'd be no snow on the lake, and we would have, basically me and my dad would be skating miles, just passing the puck back and forth, and it was pretty neat. And then growing up playing Orillia minor hockey, got to be the captain for my minor hockey team for a few years, and then to move on to AAA after that. But it was a lot of great experiences with my mom too. She'd be out there in her boots or skates buzzing around with us too, so she's been super supportive of my hockey career too.
It's awesome to have the whole family on board. But was there a piece of advice that you were given at a young age? Maybe it was from your parents, maybe from an early coach that's stuck with you up until this point in your pro career?
I think the first thing that comes to mind is, just having that I can do it attitude instead of I can't. My dad would always get on me if I said I can't do it, or, it's too hard. He would say, well, no, you can. You just have to put your mind to it. And I think back to trying to learn how to take a slap shot and raise the puck, like when we were like, 11, 12 years old, and trying to get a slap shot away. And we would work on it for hours and hours and hours. And I think just the whole hard work mentality of putting in the time to get good at something, and not just like expecting it to happen so easily.
Exactly. A lot of hard work.
Yeah.
But, keeping it rolling here. Did you have a favorite NHL team growing up, and were there any players that you wanted to model your game after? Anyone that caught your attention from a young age?
Yeah, for sure. It's always been the Toronto Maple Leafs because they're the closest team. It's been a little difficult being a Leafs fan, but
as a Bruins fan, I pity you a little bit. But
no, it's good though. Like, in the sense that, like, yeah, we haven't won a cup in a long time, but we always have someone or something to cheer for. And for me growing up, I always wanted to play kind of like Darcy Tucker, in your face kind of player, could drop the gloves but also score. Going back before him, I never got to see these guys play, but I'd always watch video on like Doug Gilmour, Wendell Clark, guys like that.
Yep.
So a lot of heart, those guys.
So we're going to start moving into your junior career, but before we get there, going back, looking at your youth hockey career, is there any cinematic memories that you have? Maybe something that you won a championship or had a really good year, hit a milestone. Is there a memory you'd like to share from your youth career?
For sure. When I was grade 7, 12 years old, we had a really strong team in Ontario Rep A hockey, where we went, we had, I think, something crazy, 82 wins, 4 losses, and something like that. But we won our OMHAs, which is our big, it's about half of Ontario. We won that in 4 games. My dad was our assistant coach, and we had another guy as a head coach. Frank Borelli was a great guy. His daughter was our goalie, actually.
No kidding.
And that season, we lost in the Silver Stick finals and the OHF finals, which is all of Ontario's, but we had won 2 or 3 AA tournaments. I had 112 goals, 87 assists, and 199 points that year. It was pretty awesome. That's definitely a year that sticks out in my memory.
Yeah, a year to hang your hat on for sure. So now we're at 2016, where you began your first of 3 seasons in the OHL, the Ontario Hockey League. Major junior up in Canada, but the first 2 you're with the Barrie Colts up until 2018, and then a brief stint with Mississauga. But how was the competition playing now in the OHL? You make that huge jump. How did it change from maybe scoring 199 points in a season?
No, for sure. It's very humbling to go to a league like that and see how much talent there is, not just from Ontario, but from the States, from Europe. My second year in Barrie, we had Andrei Svechnikov and Alexei Lipanov come over from the European draft, and I remember going into my second year hoping to get a little more opportunity, but then they would bring other really good players in and NHL prospects, so it made you have to basically do things to stand out, to stay there. They always say it's easy to get there, or it's hard to get there, it's even harder to stay. And I believe that to be true because, once you're there, they see what you're doing every day, they see what your habits are like, and, it's, the hockey's so mental, it's such a mental game, so it was the same in the OHL, but even more so. There's that added pressure of, okay, I'm only 17, 18 years old, but I'm at the highest level I can be at that age, and you put a bit of pressure on yourself that you want to do well and try and make the NHL, right? But at the end of the day, I got to play close to home. It was a ton of fun. I have a lot of great friends and memories from those years, and one of my best friends, Curtis Douglas, just made his NHL debut this year, 25 years old, and he's been grinding in the AHL for 4 years. And we were rookies together. I remember, we went through some hazing and stuff like that as rookies, and when we left each other my first year in the OHL, we gave each other a big hug, and we were actually both broke down crying because it was all the stuff we had been through together. It was really a bond, and we still look out for each other to this day. So
that's got to be awesome to stay in touch with those guys. And I think this is a great segue too. You talk about the mental side of the game. So you go from being
You know, this guy putting up triple-digit points in a season to now playing in the OHL and fighting for every inch, fighting for goals, fighting for assists. You know, it's a big drop-off. So did you find yourself kind of like after, you know, being the best player on the ice to now being, you know, just one of the common?
Right.
Do you think that taxed you mentally, and how were you able to handle it?
No, it did for sure. You know, there was definitely times where I thought, am I doing the right thing by, you know, staying here and being like a third, fourth line player? But at the end of the day, I'm really glad that I did play my 115 games in the OHL, because it's given me so much more opportunity in pro to, you know, be able to achieve something like that other guys haven't. And not only that, the experience I learned along the way of, you know, just when you're not in the role of like the producer, the goal scorer, you know, there's so much more to a team than just the guy that's scoring all the goals. And you know, it's cool to be able to play in different roles now, I think, and haven't already had that experience. So for say if I was to play in the ECHL or something like I'd got an opportunity to this year, and I was fourth line, I kind of understood, okay, this is where I'm at. How can I help the team? I'm gonna go make a big hit, or I'm gonna go kill a penalty, or something like that. So it wasn't as much of a shock in pro, is what I'm trying to say.
Of course. So I guess we'll go back to 2019 now. So after your OHL career comes to an end, you go to the PJCHL and represent the Orillia Tigers. So what was it like to play pretty close to home? I mean, you mentioned getting to do it in the OHL, but now doing it in Orillia. What was that experience like, representing your hometown?
It was amazing. Like, I got to be our captain my 20-year-old season and play in front of my grandma, my grandpa, my friends and family, obviously my parents, and it was a lot of fun there too, for sure. Definitely miss those times. They go by fast. The whole junior career went by fast, and I'm blessed to be able to still play today, but it's
blink of an eye.
Yeah,
and
it really
over.
is.
The following is a presentation of the Federal Prospects Hockey League. Any unauthorized broadcasts without the express written consent of the Biloxi Breakers and the FPHL are strictly prohibited. Devin Dobek on site at the Columbus Civic Center in Columbus, Georgia. The River Dragons meet the Biloxi Breakers for the 5th time in this FPHL season. They've taken each of the first 4 and currently sit 3rd in the Continental Division. Biloxi sits in 7th place. But these two teams, so many storylines tonight. Most notably, the former Biloxi Breakers captain Yaro Yevdokimov suiting up for the first time in a different jersey. It's going to be crazy. A guy who had 24 points in 14 games as a Biloxi Breaker, had a stint up in Greenville of the ECHL, and now is traded to the Columbus River Dragons. Keep an eye out for number 87 in teal. Also, Tyler Barrow, 58 points this season, currently 3rd in the FPHL on that list. He's going to be a huge scoring threat going up against the Biloxi Breakers. On the other side, Carter Thornton, keep an eye out for number 86 in white. He's a guy with 8 points in his last 8 games. An emerging leader, a guy who's really stepped up into this role in the absence of all the lettermen for the Biloxi Breakers, so Carter Thornton will be a catalyst here tonight. In between the pipes, it'll be Tyler Roy versus Rahul Sharma. Roy, an .844 save percentage, had a shutout last weekend to go along with his 3.99 goals against average. He's looking to continue to build on his success, already a pair of wins against the Breakers this season. Rahul Sharma, one of the new Breakers in the lineup tonight, has made 253 saves in each of his first 5 starts. So keep an eye out for him in goal. He's going to be a huge reason if Biloxi can pull off an upset against the number 3 team in the division. Columbus has taken each of their last 4. They're looking to climb up into 2nd place with the Athens Rock Lobsters sitting ahead of them. They're going to have to get hot in this backstretch if they want to move up the ranks even higher. The Breakers trying to hit their stride. Just 6 wins this season, but a team with all kinds of talent. If they can play together as a unit tonight, there's no doubt in my mind that they'll be able to give this team a run for their money. It's going to be a fun one from the Civic Center here in Columbus. You can join me on Breakers TV at 6:35 Central, 7:35 Eastern.
It's Hockey Night live from Columbus, Georgia. My name's Devin Dobek, the voice of the Breakers. Along with you, the fifth meeting between the River Dragons and the Biloxi Breakers. Columbus comes in third in the Continental Division, 19-11-3. The Breakers 6-24-1, ranked seventh. Columbus has won 4 in a row. The Breakers have lost 4 in a row. 4 goals a game for the River Dragons, 3.3 for the Breakers, +3 goal differential. So despite all the scoring, Columbus has also surrendered the second most goals in the Federal Prospects Hockey League Continental Division, behind only Biloxi. So they're just a +3. Biloxi a -79 on the power play, 22.8% for Columbus, 18.2% for Biloxi. On the kill, 83% for the Dragons, 65.7% for the Breakers. Columbus has taken each of the first 4. Breakers took them to overtime 1 time. Starting lineups look like this. For the Biloxi Breakers, their top unit of Heitzner, Bartlett, and Pikarczyk are out there with Flanagan and Spinelli. Rahul Sharma in between the pipes. Matthew Horan, Alexander Jamaev, and Joel Texmo, the top line for the Columbus River Dragons, with Lucas Texmo and Kirk Underwood, the captain, the defensive pairing, and Tyler Roy in between the pipes. We're just about ready for our national anthem here in Columbus, so we'll send it to ice level and be back right here on Breakers TV.
Dragons, thank you. Now remain standing with hands over hearts for the presentation of tonight's national anthem, performed by the Winbrook Christian School Choir.
It's go time here in Columbus, Georgia. Devin Dobek along with you. River Dragons Breakers coming at you for the 5th time this season. As you might have heard in our pregame show, Yaroyev Dakimov suiting up for the first time in a different uniform. Of course, the captain of the Mississippi Seawolves led the league in goals a couple years ago with 52. Came to Biloxi, thought he was going to be the new guy. The captain was given the C, had 24 points in 14 games, and now he suits up for the boys in red. So keep an eye out for number 87 in red. He is going to be all over the ice tonight. Jerome Bichard completed that blockbuster trade, sending Matt Stoya and financial considerations to the Biloxi Breakers in exchange for the former Breaker captain, Trey Fisher, out to take the ceremonial puck drop, and we are moments away from kicking off our Republic Finance first period. We already went through the starting lineups for you. Ross Bartlett back out there, had a 2-point night in his Breakers debut last weekend against the Athens Rock Lobsters. Kyle Heitzner, 5 points in his first 3. Out there with the top unit for Biloxi. Lucas Pikarczyk, the leading active points member, with Declan Conway out since December the 12th. So a good top line for Biloxi. We're ready to go here in Columbus. Hang on to your hats, buckle your seatbelts, and we are underway. Ross Bartlett wins the opening faceoff, and we're ready to go. Heitzner, quick feed over to Lucas Pikarczyk into the offensive zone, picked off by Lucas Texmo. Around the wall, Matthew Horan picks it up. Kyle Heitzner bangs into him, disrupts the play. Couldn't toe drag his way around the back check of Underwood, the captain. Now a snap pass over to the near side. Matthew Horan gliding all the way around Spinelli, goes to the far side corner, now sending it back out to the point. Alexander Jamaev, who's just been playing a couple games since returning to Columbus, but a decorated FPHL veteran with over 200 games. Heitzner's quick drive, and Roy's able to make the quick save. He will cover that one up with 19:13 to go, and the score stays 0-0 here early on. Tyler Roy coming off a shutout last weekend or 2 weekends ago. Last weekend, Trevor Babin had a shutout against the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Couple good goaltenders for Columbus, but with all the offense they've had, there's been a lot of goals scored on them, despite 2 elite FPHL goaltenders making up their tandem. Columbus wins the ensuing draw. Alex Storjahan winds it back to Cody Wickline to the near side for Josh Colton. Former Motor City Rocker captain leads all Columbus defensemen with 22 points, 5 goals, 17 assists this year. Battled down below the end line, collected by Tyler Barrow. Third among active players in the FPHL in points with 58. Colton down to Barrow. Outside the near circle, goes down below the end line, gets it back to Wickline with time and space. Quickly closes, gets it back out to Colton. His shot, pad save Sharma. And Brandon Lucchese will snap one back over to the far side for Veilleux on to Connor Mullins. Mullins shoots one. Blocker save made by Roy. Now out of the corner. Veilleux taken down, takes a river dragon with him. Carter Thornton, 8 points in his last 8. Run into the wall hard by Mike Wynn. Into the slot. Veilleux on goal, and Tyler Roy makes a save. Puck's loose. Back on goal again. And Thornton just barely missed the net. Veilleux back with another chance out in front. And it sails over the crossbar. Thornton slow to get on to his feet out of the near corner, and changes will be made for both sides. Here's Brendan Spinelli. Spinelli walking in, throws it high and over the glass with 17:51 to go. We'll have another offensive zone draw for the Breakers. Couple good looks on that last shift for Biloxi. Don Heaven Veilleux and Carter Thornton applying some pressure early. Tyler Roy has to come up big and make a few stops early on. Shots are 4-1 Biloxi as we begin to get things going. And there he is. Yaro Yevdokimov over on the wing. Trey Fisher gives him a quick slash and push. Yevdokimov taking his first shift, playing for a team not from Biloxi. I'm sure all of Breaker Nation tuning into this one, wanting to see how he will fare after that big trade. Fisher up ahead looking for Lair Patakin. Scored his first career FPHL goal last weekend in the loss against Athens. 2.5 minutes gone by here, period 1. Sent back up ahead. This gets through everyone. They'll say no icing with Yevdokimov, the closest one there. He takes down Brendan Spinelli. Darius Davidson off the far wall, gets it back to Fisher, hesitates for a moment. Galvin runs him from the behind, and Samuro will play it back for Brody Thornton. Sent in deep. Columbus will make a change. Declan Flanagan snapping one into the neutral zone for Trey Fisher. To the near side, Fabian Leonard carries it into the offensive zone. Down into the corner, rubbed off the puck by Kirk Underwood. Pair of goals for the Columbus captain last weekend. His total's up to 5. Now here's Skate Scaldi. Scaldi's bounced around a little bit, was with PD, then traded to Indiana where he didn't play a game, and now winds up here in Columbus after spending some times overseas in the last couple seasons. Breaker blows a tire behind the play. Now in the neutral zone, loose puck. Columbus looks a little sloppy here early on. Good forecheck from Veilleux, trying to win a puck battle from Underwood. Underwood peeling back over to the far side. Around Dimitri Christo. Tries to go up and under the bar and miss the net. Xavier Charbonneau, one of 3 Tottenham Railers, or former Tottenham Railers, now wearing the Breakers uniform, of course the GMHL affiliate. Charbonneau began the year with Biloxi in training camp, and along the way added a couple friends, Amy Royer and Don Heaven Veilleux. We got a fight. It's going to be Brendan Spinelli, who hasn't dropped him since January 2nd, going up against Skate Scaldi. They'll go to the logo at center. Everybody on their feet here in the Civic Center. Spinelli gets a right off. Scaldi comes back with one. Spinelli another right. Scaldi misses. Oh, Spinelli tagged him in the face. A couple more. Scaldi takes his helmet off. Couple uppercuts from Scaldi. Spinelli gets free and takes them down. Make it 4-0 for Brendan Spinelli. Takes the life out of the building, and the Breakers with an early boost here. Number 55 may be one of the biggest heavyweights in the Continental Division. It's been a long time coming for that fight, but he gave one of the toughest guys on Columbus a run for his money, ended up throwing him down. Scaldi 21 penalty minutes with the PD Ice Cats before arriving here in Columbus, and Spinelli with a couple good rights. Scaldi got a couple off too, but a good fight. And the crowd now into the game. They got the John Cena music blaring through the PA speakers here at the Civic Center. 15:56 to go, still no score. Shots 4-1 Biloxi. Clean win off the draw by Ross Bartlett. Dimitri Christo banking one off the wall. That's going to come all the way down into the offensive zone. It'll go down as a good clear. Josh Colton tapping one back for Cody Wickline. Intercepted by Lucas Pikarczyk. Pinching up, gets it to Heitzner. In the middle, Bartlett on goal. Still free, Heitzner! Tucks it home, Kyle Heitzner puts Biloxi on the board. His second as a Breaker gives the visitors the lead early on, and it's 1-0. Really good shift from that top line. Talk about the forecheck from Lucas Pikarczyk over in the near side corner, getting it out to the middle. Bartlett throws it on goal. Good things happen as Heitzner spears it home, and the Breakers strike first here with 15:36 to go. All kinds of action early on. These two teams have put on a show in the past, but with so much roster turnover since their last meeting on November 26th, not sure what you're going to get. Biloxi with the edge here in period one. Everyone on the top line with a point there. Heitzner from Bartlett and Pikarczyk. Brandon Lucchese just missed a booming hit on Brody Thornton. Puck comes back out to the neutral zone. Lair Patakin backhanding one up ahead. Thornton stays on side, carries it into the offensive zone. Spun down with the stick this time, and now it's sent up ahead. Here's Yaroyev Dokimov trying to go right through Connor Mullins, and Mullins shuts down that play with a stick. 2-on-1 developing. Veilleux swiping to get it through to Carter Thornton. Thornton goes forehand. Big save, Tyler Roy. Tyler Roy keeps this just a 1-0 game with a marquee glove save. 14:49 to go. We go to media timeout. A fun one here. Biloxi leads at 1-0. Back in a splash.
When you think Nissan, think Matt Bowers Nissan d'Iberville, where every new Nissan comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty included. And to keep your new Nissan running well, there's never an appointment needed for express service in our service department. Just stop by for routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, tires, and batteries. Matt Bowers Nissan is proud to call the coast our home and is proud to sponsor your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Nissan, South Mississippi, d'Iberville.
Looking for non-stop fun? Sky Zone Biloxi at the Edgewater Mall is the place to be. Jump off wall-to-wall trampolines, dunk on the basketball court, or conquer the warrior course. Sky Zone Biloxi truly has something for everyone. And now, you can celebrate big with our newly upgraded birthday party packages to make their special day unforgettable. Get ready to jump, play, and soar higher than ever at Sky Zone Biloxi.
$14:49 to go. The visitors, the boys wearing white, lead at 1-0. Kyle Heitzner opening the scoring. On the ensuing draw, Trey Fisher continuing to duel with 6. It's a clean win. Back by Amy Royer, but picked off by Columbus. Now here comes Matthew Horan back the other way. Let's Go Dragons chant beginning to emerge from the crowd here in Columbus. They average around 3,500 a night here in the Civic Center. Sent out of the zone by Connor Mullins. Up into the neutral area. Fisher into the skates of Davidson. Davidson shooting one into the skates of Kirk Underwood. Picks up his own rebound. Skates it down into the far corner. Davidson turns it over in the far corner, and now it comes back for Alexander Jemayev. Good forecheck pressure from Kyle Heitzner, but Columbus is able to break it out. Not crisp passing, though, as Mullins able to retrieve it in his own end. Heitzner back to Mullins. Mullins quickly up ahead to Bartlett. Bartlett drops it off, was looking for Heitzner. And Kirk Underwood will pick up the vacant puck. Heitzner keeping it in the offensive zone, looking to get it back to Bartlett. Intercepted by Wickline. Even numbers the other way for the River Dragons. Saucer pass, Wickline on goal. Big save, Rahul Sharma. Pikarczyk, backhand saucer ahead to Kyle Heitzner. One-on-one with Mike Wynn coming in from behind. Nice stick by Alex Storjahan as Lucas Pikarczyk was filling the lane. Columbus back to work. Tyler Barrow hits the brakes to get around Carter Thornton. It's sent ahead by Cody Wickline. Down into the end wall. Nice hit by Dimitri Christo. Thornton reverses one on Josh Colton. And the puck spits back to the neutral zone. Now over on the far side, Christo looking to help up. Will retreat to the blue line. 7 minutes gone by here. Columbus looks out of sorts early on. Shot 6-3 Breakers. Fans trying to inspire some life into the River Dragons. Let's Go Dragons chant once again emerging here in period one. Veilleux looking for Luke Casey. Backhands one to Mike Wynn. They've got that line back together. Veilleux, Thornton, and Luke Casey, who've played so well together as of late. Chemistry starting to build night in and night out for Biloxi. Far side, picked up by Yevdokimov. Lucchese bangs him in the chest. Yevdokimov settles the bouncing puck and will shoot it in. Lucchese gives a cross check to the back of Yevdokimov. He's going to go. Yevdokimov then tips over Lucchese. We should have matching calls for what it was, as Columbus thought maybe the same thing with the way Yevdokimov took down Lucchese. And finally, it'll be Veilleux tagging up, and we're going to have our first call of the game. Lucchese going to go for cross-checking. Lucchese pleading his case with the referee that Yarrow got him back as well. There's clearly some bad blood between the Breakers and their former captain. And so Brandon Lucchese trying to get some life for his team early. You can't do that just quite. As long as the officials see that, they're going to call it. And so Columbus heads to the power play for the first time tonight. We're going to see this Columbus power play unit go to work. They win the ensuing draw. It's sent over to the far side. Columbus power play this season, 22.8%, third in the division. Barrow back to Underwood. Underwood loads and shoots. Good shot block by Trey Fisher, soaking that one off the shins. Underwood back for Storjahan. Down low, redirected. Sharma with a flurry of saves in front. Using that left pad, Rahul Sharma keeping his team ahead early. Here's Xavier Charbonneau, flipped over by Kirk Underwood. That hit got up a little high, but a clean one just below the neck. Carter Thornton, solid forecheck, has the puck ricochet back towards Lair Patakin, and he'll shoot at the distance so Biloxi can complete their change. Cody Wickline had it in his boots for a moment, drops it back for Barrow. Tyler Barrow leading the charge the other way. On to Underwood, near side wall. Underwood takes it back out to the point. Storjahan holding. Far side pass, Barrow down low to Jemayev. Jemayev winds back down into the corner. Storjahan at the key, shooting one, looking for a redirection. Broken up by Flanagan. Unable to get it out, just barely held in by Storjahan. And Pikarczyk now up ahead to Thornton. 2-on-1 shorthanded for the Breakers. Thornton, far circle, walks in. Saucer to Pikarczyk on goal. And Roy gets run by Thornton. Storjahan making sure his goaltender's okay, gives Thornton a quick little shove. No call coming from the officials. Thornton may have dodged a bullet. Looked like he was trying to avoid Roy. Not a malicious act, but even still, wouldn't be surprised if goaltender interference came out of that. Approaching the midway point here in the first period. Thornton down for Jemayev, into the corner, held by Barrow. Sent up to the high slot and redirected out. Really good shift for the Breaker penalty kill unit. Thornton has it too hard off of his boots. Brody Thornton, I guess I should say, with Carter Thornton wearing the opposite colors. Breakers are back to full strength. They have a successful Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill. As with 10:07 to go, another whistle and a face-off. Are they going to cash the media timeout here? I just heard the horn, but it looks like that was an accident. And they are releasing both Scaldi and Spinelli from the box now. So they'll retreat to their respective benches. .10:07 to go. Shot 7 for Biloxi. They lead at 1-0 wherever you're joining us from. Breakers TV on YouTube or on 106.3 Super Talk Mississippi FM. Happy to share tonight's action with you. Friday Night Lights here in Columbus. Bartlett wins the draw. Quickly spun on goal by Kyle Heitzner. Karams back over to Kyle Moore, and Moore carries it out to center. Bartlett, quick little touch pass for Heitzner. Back ahead, looking for Fisher, got through him all the way in deep. Mike Wynn settles the puck below his own end line. Wynn back for Josh Colton, former captain of the Motor City Rockers and former FPHL Defenseman of the Year a number of years ago. Mike Wynn reverses a hit on Trey Fisher. Bartlett back for Heitzner, looking for Bartlett again. Roy was sliding from left to right. Breakers couldn't get a shot away. They could have easily made it 2-0 there. Just a nice defensive play down low on the 2-on-1. Veilleux goes left when Wynn goes right. Keeps the possession alive. Heitzner, far corner. Bats it down low for Veilleux. Veilleux looking for a lane. Sends it back up all the way through the blue line. And the Breakers will begin the charge once again. 9:05 to go, period number 1. 1-0 Biloxi. Kyle Moore into the offensive zone, holding. Sends it ahead for Tyler Barrow. Run into the wall hard by Christo. Comes back around for Carter Thornton. Veilleux touching one back out to the logo at center. That's immediately rejected back down in where Thornton will begin the play. Thornton takes it out through the slot area in his own end, moves around, Wickline gets it to Lucchese. Snap pass for Veilleux, comes off the wall. Thornton back for Veilleux, into the middle, Lucchese on goal. Oh, a big save from Roy. Brandon Lucchese's had a nose for the net as of late, and a really good opportunity with a one-timer there. Here's Wickline back across the line, and it's an offside call with 8:24 to go. It's a media timeout. We'll take it 1-0. Biloxi leads it. We'll be back in a splash.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Classic dragon clap going on here at the Lair in Columbus. A couple more seconds, winding off the media timeout. Shots are 9-4 in favor of the Breakers. They lead at 1-0 thanks to Kyle Heitzner from Bartlett and Pikarczyk. Lucchese wins the ensuing draw, comes back towards Rahul Sharma, and he'll play it for Declan Flanagan. Puck will escape out of play here once again with 8:09 to go. Another draw set to come. going to be at the dot just outside the blue line in front of the Columbus bench. River Dragons winners of each of their last 4. Swept the Baton Rouge Zydeco last weekend. On the 23rd, won 6-4, and on the 24th, won 5-0 with Babin earning a 31-save shutout. Puck pops once again up and over the glass with 8:02 to go. And we'll get ready for another draw. Trevor Roy has made some sensational saves here early on. Most recently, the Brandon Lucchese one-timer from the slot that he caught up high by the throat area. But a couple 2-on-1s were brewing for the Breakers. They easily could have a 3-0 lead in this game, just with the chances that they've had, but a couple really good defensive plays from the River Dragons have thwarted that. And Trevor Roy with some big saves here early on as well. But got to be happy if you're Charlie Pens with how your group's playing right now. Here's Barrow leading an even number charge the other way. Gets it out to the far side. Through the legs move by Samuro. Comes all the way back out to the near corner. Sent down low for Barrow. Barrow holds in Gretzky's office. Looking for a lane into the boots of Thornton. Intercepted. Lucchese spears it ahead for Don Heaven Veilleux. Veilleux over to the far side, looking to drop it back for Lucchese, and Columbus in transition goes the other way. 3-on-3, Barrow walking in to his backhand. Sharma might have got a piece of that with a poke check. Certainly looked like Barrow had a goal on his stick, and it's thwarted. Here comes Xavier Charbonneau the other way. Charbonneau shot off the shoulder of Roy and then off the glass. Royer run into the wall by Barrow and then got whacked with a slash right in front of the linesman. Now quick shot, Royer rings it off the window. But yeah, right in front of the linesman, Barrow with a blatant slash in front of the Columbus bench. Some frustrations early for the River Dragons. Inside 7 minutes to go. Nice reverse hit by Charbonneau on Joel Texmo, the former Wasago River Dragon. Texmo, Lucas Texmo, I should say, out to his brother Joel. Run into the wall hard by Darius Davidson. Then gives Davidson a slash to the quad. Linesman sees it again. Same call that was booked for Lucchese on Yevdokimov has been let slide. Lerpatakin with the puck. Now here's Amy Royer. Royer dueling in the skates of Skate Scaldi, ironically enough. Scaldi picks it up in front of the Columbus bench. Going down was Lerpatakin, back up to his feet slowly. He'll head off for a change as Biloxi dumps it in. Now Heitzner out into Pikarczyk. Pikarczyk all the way around the goal. Still holding. Finds Fabian Leonard inside the blue line. Back for Pikarczyk. Holding and shooting. Deflects up and into the netting with 5:51 to go. We'll get ready for another whistle and a face-off. Breakers have clearly been the better team here tonight early on. Tyler Barrow with a golden opportunity a couple minutes ago. With a 2-on-1 rush, drew Sharma out of the crease, but couldn't find the backhand to bury it home. Sharma might have got a piece of that with a poke check. He's looked solid, albeit has only faced 4 shots, but a couple big saves. Bartlett sending one in front, almost tipped home by Pikarczyk. Now back the other way, Moore backhanding one for Ryan Galvin. Galvin shoots. Thwarted, or excuse me, knocked away by Fabian Leonard. Mike Wynn. D-to-D pass for Josh Colton. Up ahead, mishandled by Columbus. Sent back down low. Pikarczyk tipped down. That's going to be an interference call with 5:25 to go. The Breakers are going to head to their first walk-ons power play. We'll see what they're able to do with it. Guilty party is Mike Wynn being sent off. .5:25 to go. First walk-ons power play of the night for the Breakers. 18.2% coming into tonight. That's 5th in the Continental. Face-off is won by Alex Storjohn. Brandon Lucchese out into the high slot, on goal by Charbonneau. And Charbonneau making an indication as if to say something with his leg, and he'll go off to the bench. Not sure what that could be. We'll keep an eye on Charbonneau. And he is now limping down to the tunnel and clearly in some pain. Something on the release there. Charbonneau's had nagging injuries throughout his career here in Biloxi. The rookie with a pair of goals and 5 assists this season. The Columbus trainer will head off to check on him. But we'll keep an eye on Charbonneau, one of the best grinders Biloxi's had all year. Storjohn wins the draw ahead from Lucchese, and immediately Biloxi will have to go chase down a clear. Sharma settles the puck for Declan Flanagan. Here comes Flanagan. Beginning the breakout to Ross Bartlett, his former Watertown Wolves teammate. Bartlett with a quick curl just inside the blue line. Fisher able to keep it in, but just for a moment, he'll go cover Storjohn over on the far side as Barrow ties it up by the blue line. Flanagan saucing one, looking for Fisher. That pass squeezed by him, and Columbus will skate a few more seconds off the penalty clock. Up ahead, Barrow finds Storjohn quickly for Samuro. Another 2-on-1 emerging, but Storjohn lost his edge and had to catch up to the pass. Heitzner battling with Storjohn down in the corner. It's popped up where Lucchese gets it over to Heitzner. Up ahead, Bartlett. Good breakout for the Breakers this time. Pikarczyk over the blue line, lost it for a moment, recovers, gets it to Heitzner. And now still on the near side, Pikarczyk to Heitzner, near circle, to the high slot. Flanagan shoots one, pad save by Tyler Roy. Shot with purpose from Flanagan that time, a pair of goals for him this season. Bartlett backhanding one in the direction of Brandon Lucchese. Lucchese digs it out of the pressure and sends it to the point. Pikarczyk shooting one, another pad save made by Tyler Roy. Lucchese too strong into the skates of Lucas Pikarczyk. It's turned over and quickly has to be cleared by Kyle Moore. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in our Republic Finance first period. About to be all back to even strength here. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play to begin tonight's action. Matthew Horan run into by Kyle Heitzner. Heitzner thought a call was coming by his body language, and it will. So Heitzner will be sent off with 3:16 to go. And we're going to have another media timeout. Still 1-0 Breakers out, shooting Columbus 13-4. We'll be back in a moment.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport, or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold.
First Raven and Rose tattoo, or the second Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill for Biloxi out of the final media timeout here in period 1. It's a tripping call against Heitzner. Far side, Barrow snapping one, looking for Yevdokimov near circle, and Trey Fisher will bang it the full 200 feet the length. Another Let's Go Dragons chant getting going. They had the wave going around the stadium here at the Civic Center in the media timeout. The energy's still there despite the lopsided period. Wickline down in the corner. Spinelli cut off by Yevdokimov. Now digging in the skates. Carter Thornton with a stick check. It comes in on Rahul Sharma, and he's there to make the save. 2:35 to go in the first period. Yaro Yevdokimov with just a few shifts here early on. Of course, was able to draw the penalty against Lucchese. Had a couple power play goals as a Biloxi Breaker, 8 on him in his 14 games. Lair Patakin takes it away from Cody Wickline and will shoot it down the length of the ice where Tyler Roy will settle it. Coming to pick up the puck is Alex Storjahan. Storjahan beginning the power play, push back the other way. Looking near side, Christo looking to close the gap. Underwood for a shot in front. Wickline back on goal. Sharma with a big save. Underwood back for Barrow. Thought about the shot and then slings it all the way back and outside the blue line. Uncharacteristic bad pass from Tyler Barrow. Leads the team in assists this season with 37. Passing's been his thing, but that time the no-look dish did not go well. Storjahan on for Kyle Moore. Moore to the middle, and that's going to do it. Alex Storjahan right in front with Sharma committing to the puck. Cross-crease feed is banged home. And the Columbus River Dragons even the odds on the power play. It's 1-1. Alex Storjahan with his 16th of the season. See if the Breakers can show some resilience here. Heitzner and Scaldi, another quick chat just outside the circle at the logo. Good feed in front, and Alex Storjahan buries it right into the empty net. We're tied at 1. With a minute 45 to go, Bartlett wins the draw. Flanagan up ahead for Heitzner, tapped in deep. Brody Thornton from behind his own goal, drops it off to the far side. And it's sent ahead all the way in deep, but winning the race is Scaldi, no icing. Scaldi in the circle looking to center one for Kyle Moore. Gets all the way through for Thornton, and a glove save has to be made by Rahul Sharma. Then a quick conversation after the whistle between Kyle Moore and a couple Breakers. Kyle Moore on his 4th on the team with 28 points, 4th FPHL season, all with the River Dragons. What a campaign he's had wearing the River Dragons threads. A +59 rating with 8 game-winning goals in his tenure, playing in his 148th FPHL game. Dozen power play goals for him in that span as well. Face-off is shoved forward by Pikarczyk. Bartlett's able to tap it but not get it out. Comes back down into the near corner. Mullins collides with Skate Scaldi. Now Moore centering one far side. Sharma with a diving effort to make the save. Sent back in front, gets through to Samaro. Onto the far side. Nice shot block by Pikarczyk. Inside a minute to go here, period number 1. They score! It's Skate Scaldi with his first goal as a River Dragon and his first of the season on the redirection down in front of Sharma. And Columbus, just like that, flips the script with 2 goals inside a minute, and they lead it 2-1 here in the closing moments of period 1. An unideal way to close out a period for Biloxi, with Columbus striking twice. Out shooting the River Dragons 13-10 here in our Republic Finance first period, but the Dragons with some good pressure. And they're able to jump back in front. Mike Wynn up ahead. Mullins bumps into Joel Texmo. Spinelli to go pick up the pieces below his end line. Brendan Spinelli looking for Carter Thornton. Thornton misplayed it. Ryan Galvin's pass deflected by Thornton once again. Gets through to Veilleux. Veilleux back for Spinelli. He will wheel up ahead across the blue line. Still holding outside the circle. Pinching down low. Avoids the hit check of Colton. Veilleux in the corner. Run into with a shoulder check by Mike Wynn. Lucchese looking to free up the puck. It gets through to Galvin. And now here comes Matthew Horan. Horan centering one, gets through everybody over to the far side. Veilleux backhands one down deep into his end. Spinelli up ahead for Thornton. Maybe one last push. Seconds winding off the clock, and that will do it. And conclude our first period of action. The River Dragons with 2 goals inside the final 2 minutes to leapfrog the Breakers. They lead it 2-1. Kyle Heitzner was our guest on Breaker Banner this week. The first segment of his interview already aired in our pregame. We'll air part 2 of 3 here in our first intermission. If you want to watch the whole episode, feel free to hit our YouTube channel and subscribe at Biloxi Breakers FPHL, and you can catch it from start to finish. But here's Heitzner once again as we head into our Chick-fil-A at the Edgewater Mall first intermission. We'll be back in a few moments for period 2 action, a fun one here in Columbus.
For sure.
But you didn't leave without
For sure.
But you didn't leave without getting a major accolade, and that was, of course, you were selected as the Aurelia Athlete of the Year in that season ending in 2020. What does that honor mean to you, to be selected and to be put on that pedestal?
So, I'll be completely honest. I was actually the runner-up.
Okay,
but
fair enough.
It was still amazing. You know what? The girl who won was really deserving. She was like, I think, an Olympic.
Going down to an Olympian.
Bicyclist.
Yeah.
Cyclist. Yeah. We went to high school together, so I was super happy for her, regardless. Yeah, that she won. But no, it was cool. Like, definitely in my hometown, I consider myself to be a leader with the kids and stuff like that. And you know, I'm lucky to be able to have helped out with a lot of youth hockey teams and programs and camps and stuff, and something I want to do for many years. So.
Yeah, that is just such an incredible experience, and to do it so close to home. So now your junior career is starting to come to a halt. When did you realize that you wanted to continue pursuing hockey at the highest level possible professionally? Was it something you always wanted to do from your time back in the OHL? Did you ever have a doubt about it, or was it something that you had your sights on and that's still your goal to this day?
So I did have my sights on playing professionally, like as soon as I started junior. You know, was always my dream to go over to Europe, actually, and play over there. But then I had a European experience when I was 21, and I got very homesick, so I thought, I want to play maybe a little closer to home where I could have family come visit and stuff more conveniently.
It's tough.
Yeah, and you know, prior to going to Sweden when I was 21, I was kind of like, I don't think I'm going to play. I was in Police Foundation's program while I was playing Junior C, and wanted to pursue a career as a police officer. But I was diagnosed with bipolar in 2020, and that kind of shifted my whole direction. I thought, well, what's my next biggest passion? It's hockey. So I'd like to go play until this day, it's been as long as I can. And if something was to happen, maybe get into coaching or, yeah.
So you mentioned your time going to play in the Swedish Division II League. Not something you'd really consider again because it's not as close to home, but did you notice any big glaring differences in the European style game versus the American pro game? Is it more puck movement? Is it less physical? Like, take us through that.
It's definitely less physical, a lot. Those guys are very skilled, very good hockey IQ. I mean, you see, even in the World Juniors this year, how good countries like Sweden and Finland and stuff are.
Tearing
for
it up.
being like a smaller country, they're still so strong with hockey. Canada will always be the GOAT, but I'm just kidding.
We'll find out
We'll
in a
see
month
what
or so.
happens. Yeah, exactly. But no, it was fun. It was really cool. Like, the people were very nice. A lot of cool architecture in Sweden and the cobblestone walkways. And I went over with Greco on Athens.
Yep,
and he
Michael
plays
Greco.
a very physical game. So the fans in Sweden were just like totally like wide-eyed to see like these massive hits going on.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny.
We talked to Timmy Payne a while ago, and he was saying, like, he had the only fight. I think he was playing out in Hungary, if I'm not mistaken, and he had like the only fight all season, and it had like 250,000 views overnight because it's just so foreign to their style of game.
Yeah, I can believe it.
So it is pretty interesting just to think about, the disparities between the two countries and the two leagues. But keeping it rolling into your American professional career, you joined the Quad City Storm, where you make your pro debut in the SPHL here in America. What was your first impression? You land in Quad City, you play a handful of games for them. What was it like?
So, kind of a funny story, but I was a month off skates because of COVID. And I show up in Quad City, and first practice, I'm looking around the room, kind of sizing guys up, and I'm like, I was only 22. A lot of guys are in the late 20s. We had an older team, and they were in second place when I got there. But I'm thinking, I'm in pretty good shape. I played in the OHL. I think I'm going to do pretty well. And I did do well, but I couldn't believe how good the Division III players were.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have any grasp of, okay, here's the OHL. I thought Division III would be way down here, but really it was right there with the OHL, because these guys are getting the really good training and really working hard at their craft. And I remember being like super out of breath in my first practice and like almost puking. And guys were like looking at the coach like, who'd you bring in? Like, who is this guy? And he's like, just give him a few weeks. Like, he hasn't been on the ice. Anyway, really enjoyed playing in the SPHL. Back then, there was a lot bigger gap between the SPHL and FPHL than I think there is now. But it was an awesome experience to play North American Pro and see how many fans were coming out to support us, and it was just cool.
Crazy arenas they've got in the SPHL. But so now you come into the FPHL and bounce around a little bit. We're going to kind of summarize those few years, but you had stints in Watertown, Delaware for a game, Columbus for a couple stints, Danbury, Monroe, Blue Ridge, and now here in Biloxi. Do you feel that each organization has kind of left a footprint on your journey and shaped you in some certain way, for the better or worse?
Absolutely, for sure. It's for me. I've been able to meet some really good connections as far as teammates, coaches. Even recently, Rosie going to Quad City, I was able to make the call to say, hey, this is a really good goalie. Yeah. He possibly won't be playing here anymore. Is there an opportunity? And I feel like I've been able to help many other guys that way too, and that would be like the positive side of like building connections. Yeah. And I've always been a good teammate and a good person, so I think I leave a footprint on these places as well, as much as they leave it on me. And I think for me now, getting later in my career and having been on so many teams, I do want to find some more stability, and I'm hoping that's here in Biloxi, and we can kind of build more of a winning culture. And coming here to play with Penner, he's arguably my favorite coach I've had in North American Pro, so it makes sense to be here. And
Yeah, no, well said, and we obviously wish Rosie the best. I usually touch on that in my intro, but we didn't have a show last week when he was officially called to the SPHL, so Rosie, we wish you the absolute best up in Quad City, and we'll be rooting for you. But outside of Biloxi, Heitzy, where have you enjoyed playing most in the FPHL, and is there some of your former teammates that you stay in touch with? Do you keep those relationships?
For sure. Big one for me is Mike Mercurio in Blue Ridge. I've been through some personal things with my mental health, with my relationship status, stuff like that, where I had to leave. Last year I had to end the season short because my grandmother died. He's always kind of kept me in the game. When I thought I didn't deserve to be playing hockey at professional level, or I didn't think I was ready to keep playing, he would give me words of encouragement or just talk to me over the phone about whatever I was going through. And I went with him to Watertown. I played with him in Quad City. I played with him in Blue Ridge. He's definitely a guy who stands out. Justin Schmidt's another one. We've been really good buddies, and he's helped me a lot through my career. And as far as players, there's a bunch of guys I could list. I don't want to go down the list. It's hard on the spot to think about. But overall, I honestly can't think of one guy that I haven't really been able to build a good friendship with. If they were to call me tomorrow and say, hey, I need something, I'm there for them, you know what I mean, or vice versa. So.
And that's awesome, being able to have those relationships throughout the league. And
for sure.
Mercurio, I've never met the guy, but I've heard nothing but good things. He's awesome. Very well liked, especially with a lot of former Watertown Wolves here in Biloxi or that have come and gone. I've heard nothing but good things about him. And Schmitty, I think, is an interesting name to say, because
I think a lot of people don't necessarily expect him to be this, you know, humanitarian guy who's able to relate to, because he's this tough enforcer and he's got all the tattoos and always looks like he's gonna kill you. But he is, like, I've talked to him before games, and he's one of the friendliest guys around the league. He'll stand up, shake my hand, how are you? Like, he is really a great human, and I think that's awesome that you brought him up, because I think a lot of people don't know that side of Schmitty.
I wanted to add to that is, like, you even look at, like, Schlepp on our team, like, just one of the best humans. Like,
leads the league in penalty minutes, and he's like one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Well, it's funny because my dad, one of my dad's best friends, was an enforcer in the National Lacrosse League for 10 years, Dan Lattiser. And if you were to meet him, like, at the bar or wherever, at church, I don't know, but he was the biggest teddy bear, you know. And it's like, it's definitely true what you just said about enforcers and being good guys and good people.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it really, I can't say enough good things about these guys.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment, in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
Looking for non-stop fun? Sky Zone Biloxi at the Edgewater Mall is the place to be. Jump off wall-to-wall trampolines, dunk on the basketball court, or conquer the warrior course. Sky Zone Biloxi truly has something for everyone. And now, you can celebrate big with our newly upgraded birthday party packages to make their special day unforgettable. Get ready to jump, play, and soar higher than ever at Sky Zone Biloxi.
Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty, on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop in the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, jello shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cowan Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
And we welcome you back ahead of period number 2. Let's take you through our game summary up until this point. The River Dragons lead it 2-1 over Biloxi, a period that Biloxi dominated for about 18 minutes until the River Dragons came with 2 goals in 55 seconds in the back half. Heitzner's second as a breaker at 4:25 opened it up. And then Storjahan at 18-13 on the power play, one-timing it home to Taya, and Skate Scaldi with his first as a River Dragon makes it 2-1 Columbus. Our game stats look like this: 2-1 River Dragons. Shots are 13-10. Breakers, 1 for 2 on the power play for Columbus. Breakers 0 for 1 in their own right. And the Breakers with an extra pair of penalty minutes. Both teams also with a fighting major. And we're ready now for our Aaron's second period. It was a fun one in the opening 20. Both sides are ready to go. Ross Bartlett once again will take the draw. Breakers now heading from left to right. The River Dragons from right to left. Tonight's officials we never revealed to you, but Corey Fossa and Jason Messamore are the linesmen, with Josh Heineman and Sean DeLaufey the referees. Face-off is won cleanly by Ross Bartlett. And a Let's Go Dragons chant quickly echoes in through the Civic Center. Kyle Heitzner backhanding one out to the point. Caught by Brendan Spinelli. Shooting one down low in front by the slot area. Pikarczyk gets tangled up with a Dragon. Scary looking collision. No calls come out of it. Texmo back to the near side for Jamaev. 2-on-3. Breakers win a puck battle. Spinelli will let the puck trickle down towards Rahul Sharma. And with 19:30 to go, another whistle and a face-off. An entertaining opening 20. Yaro Yevdokimov quiet on the score sheet in the first period. Will he find a way to twist the knife against his former team? Breakers' mission tonight, do not let that happen. Puck is sent to Mike Wynn at the point. Wynn shooting one into the leg of Bartlett. Bartlett springs free ahead. Mullins stretching it out to Ross Bartlett, hits the brakes, and now looking for Heitzner. Heitzner shoots one up and into the netting. Another whistle and a face-off with the puck going out of play. Some good games across the FPHL. Hope you had a chance to take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard here tonight. Also, while we have a moment here, I want to give both my condolences and the Biloxi Breakers' hearts are with Johnny Ruiz, captain of the Danbury Hat-Tricks, FPHL legend, the 5th player to hit the 200-goal mark in this league earlier this year. And Johnny Ruiz suffered a stroke as Lucchese down low almost buried one. But Johnny Ruiz, apologies for the interruption there, but one of the greats, such class he plays with here in the Federal Prospects Hockey League, and just one of those guys that it couldn't have happened to a better individual, and our hearts are with Johnny Ruiz and his family, hoping a speedy recovery for him. His season might be over. Well, likely is suffering a stroke, but the Breakers' hearts are with the Ruizes as well as the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Something's definitely bigger than hockey. Storjahan out of his own end will begin the charge. Carter Thornton with a nice hit over by the opposing blue line. Declan Flanagan back for Lair Patakin. Patakin sends one ahead. Thornton had it deflected off of Colton's stick, and Colton will slow things down. Storjahan tapping one back to the near side for Mike Wynn. Snapped on over to Storjahan, back for Wynn again. 44-4. This one is in deep, and Connor Mullins the first one there to win the race, and icing is assessed from the officials. Shots are 14-10 in the game. Biloxi leads in that department. Trailing on the scoreboard 2-1. It's been a fun game with still plenty more to go. These two teams will meet another 4 times after tonight. 2 more in Columbus and 2 more in Biloxi. After this 3-game road trip, the Breakers' next road game won't be until that final battle with the River Dragons coming up on February 27th. A home-and-home series there. So the comfort of home will be a huge factor for Biloxi, looking to pack Breaker Bay. As Royer finds Davidson back in front, Fisher swatting at it, he scars! Trey Fisher with the puck ricocheting all throughout the blue paint, finds a way to get a stick on it and shoves it home for his 5th of the season. Breakers tie it at 2 with 18:04 left to go in period number 2. A tenacious effort from Fisher. How about Darius Davidson over on the far side post with a smart centering pass with Roy committing to the shot. Fisher found a way to hit the puck out of midair back into the goal, and we're all locked up once again. Breakers win the ensuing draw, and it'll be chipped in deep. Picked up by Brody Thornton. Thornton taps it ahead, and it'll be sent back out. Christo to the blue line, cut off by Galvin. Whistle is for offside, and so we'll have another face-off coming just outside the dot of Sharma's blue line. Breakers are showing some fight here tonight, some resilience. Of course, they grabbed the early lead, surrendered a pair of goals. They come out hot here again in period 2. As Columbus will dump it in. Spinelli and Moore converge on the far side. Moore gets it through to Galvin. Redirected shot goes below the end line. Thornton, quick little hesitation move. Then a shot comes in on the logo, the chest of Rahul Sharma. Back out to the neutral zone again, where Justin Samuro turns it over to Pikarczyk. Good forecheck. Heitzner in all alone. Backhanding one. Scores! Kyle Heitzner gives Biloxi the lead. Lucas Pikarczyk with his 2nd great forecheck of the evening, able to fight it to Heitzner, and great patience from Biloxi's new Golden Goose to pot one home. It's 3-2 Breakers. Heitzner now with 7 points in his first 4 games here in Biloxi. He's got his 2nd goal of the night to give the visitors a 3-2 lead with 17:20 to go. But can't speak enough about the way Lucas Pikarczyk has played aggressively on the forecheck tonight, setting up 2 goals, both the Heitzner goals, if you will. Credit the assist to Pikarczyk and Declan Flanagan that time. Vayu bats it to the blue line, but not out. Lucas Texmo down for Jamaev. Lucchese high off the window, gets it back out to the far corner. Spinelli tapping one up ahead for Carter Thornton. Thornton run over with a high hit by Joel Texmo, excuse me. Thornton appears to be okay. Delayed call coming. And so the Breakers now are going to head to the walk-ons power play. Columbus looking to generate some momentum with the physicality, and Joel Texmo with a high hit on Carter Thornton is going to go for interference. And the Breakers head back to the power play. So here you go, Biloxi, a golden opportunity to double the lead here early on. Another walk-ons power play. And it's a false start on the draw, but as we mentioned, so many changes to both these lineups. The last time the Breakers were here, you have Dokimov, Caden Henry, and Aldi Nerland put on a show. And now none of those 3 players wearing the white uniform anymore, with Caden Henry heading to the SPHL where he's lighting it up. You have Dokimov now on the home team here in Columbus wearing red. And of course, Aldi Nerland traded to Topeka, but Kyle Heitzner, as the return, is starting to pan out pretty well for Charlie Pence. Here's Lair Patakin skating through center across the blue line, drops it to Pikarczyk just inside the blue line. Swings it around the wall. Underwood pops it up in the air. Kept in by Mullins. Sent back up again. Bartlett, football-style grab. Now far side. Toe drag move. Swatted away by a diving Lucas Texmo. Then Bartlett has his stick slashed in half, and it's going to be a 5-on-3. Ross Bartlett countering the boos with his half a stick that was slashed out of his hands. And the Breakers are going to head to a lengthy 5-on-3 power play here with 15:59 to go. Guilty party is Joel's brother, Lucas Texmo. So both the Texmos in the box for Columbus. Another great opportunity. Charlie Pence with some last-minute edits. Bartlett trying to grab a stick from Mikey Roy, the equipment manager for the Breakers, down on the bench. 5-on-3 power play. Tied up by Storjahan, and he's able to clear it up past the leaping Davidson just inside the blue line. Sharma for Lair Patakin. Patakin methodically takes it back through his own end on to Heitzner. Drop pass for Ross Bartlett. Now Patakin walking in, shoots one right into the chest of Roy, and he'll hold for a whistle and a face-off. 15:36 to go. The Breaker power play unit. Heitzner, Davidson, Bartlett, and Pikarczyk with Lair Patakin on the back end. Columbus making some change to their kill unit. Storjahan heads to the bench. It'll be Wickline with Underwood and also Josh Colton. Now here's Patakin. On for Heitzner, into the middle, looking for Davidson. Popped up in the air, tipped over from behind his Underwood, turns it over. Pikarczyk back to the point for Patakin. Far circle, Pikarczyk. Patakin holding, and almost a dangerous pass. Bartlett fights it back to Davidson. On for Heitzner. Bartlett back for Lair Patakin's drive. Up and into the seats with 15:08 to go, and another stoppage. 34 seconds on the Joel Texmo minor for interference, and 70 seconds on the Lucas Texmo minor for slashing.
Let's get loud in here. Make some noise, guys. Let me hear you get loud.
Bartlett and Wickline on this draw. False start from the linesman. Been a couple of those tonight. we'll do it again. Bartlett will back off. Everybody will reset. The linesman trying to get everybody on the same wavelength, and we're back underway. Bartlett fighting to get it up to Patakin. It gets all the way through. Wickline knocks it ahead, but Davidson back to retrieve it. Patakin to the far blue line for Bartlett. Bartlett holding, couple stick handle moves, now finds Pikarczyk. Pikarczyk looking in front, and it was knocked away. Backhand feed back for Ross Bartlett. Outside the circle finds Heitzner. Back to Bartlett. Above the circle, down low, looking for a tip-in from Pikarczyk, and it got all the way through. Now Patakin down for Pikarczyk. 5-on-4 power play now for the Breakers. Bartlett stepping up, big booming hit right into the chest of Joel Texmo. Bartlett not letting his size interfere with his physicality. And now short-handed, the Dragons back the other way. Wickline looked to take the defender and Pikarczyk and lost the puck on the drop pass to Joel Texmo. Heitzner snapping one for Darius Davidson inside the blue line. Deep move by Davidson, couldn't complete it. And it's sent back ahead, might have caught the linesman, works out for Columbus. Dragons with a big kill back to full strength. Bartlett with a diving effort to knock the puck away on a one-on-one opportunity. A tremendous play not to draw a tripping call by Bartlett, and we continue to play on. Heitzner through center, hits the brakes, looking backhand for Thornton, threw it off his own ankle, and Columbus will go back to work. 13 and a half minutes to go. Breakers squander the 5-on-3 man advantage opportunity, but still with the lead 3-2. Lucchese, far side for Thornton. Thornton couldn't dance his way through Justin Samuro. And then Thornton runs into Yevdokimov. They continue to have a few words for one another. Over on the far side now, shooting one. Yevdokimov tried to redirect it home in front. Fabian Leonard collides with Ryan Galvin. Tenacious effort digging at it on the far wall. Pops free to Thornton. Good feed through traffic back for Dimitri Christo. Veilleux now hits the brakes and curls. No trip coming, then slips a hit. Good footwork from Veilleux. Christo shooting one. Rebound still free. Down on all fours is Lucchese fighting to get it back to Veilleux. On his feet again, shoots one, and it's held by Trevor Roy. It'll be immediate timeout with 12:37 to go. Breakers back ahead, it's 3-2. Don't go anywhere, a fun one here in Columbus.
When injury knocks you out, Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
.37 to go here in our second period of action. Shots are 20-11 in favor of the Biloxi Breakers. They lead it 3-2. Heitzner, Fisher, and Heitzner, the goal scorers for Biloxi. Storjahan and Scaldi for Columbus. Royer on the draw with Alex Jamaev, and it's one back to Fisher. Quick catch and release shot to flex up and out of play. 12:33 to go. Another face-off set to come. The one thing I will say about being here in Columbus, I love my view. I love the camera angles. They do a pretty great job here, but The music in the PA is so loud that my volume for the crowd mic can't necessarily find a happy medium where it can catch all the game sounds, the passing, the sticks, without being overpowered by when they score, the goal horn, or all the music blaring in. So trying to find that happy medium, but other than that, a great production they have here in Columbus. But definitely have had a quick hand in on the crowd mic volume. Closing in on the 12-minute mark here. Period number 2, our Aaron's second period. Declan Flanagan snapping one ahead for Fisher. Couldn't reel it in, just out of his bandwidth, and this one will go for an icing with 11:55 to go, period 2. Breakers without A.J. Schlepp here tonight, serving the back half of a 2-game suspension, his 5th of the year. Leads the league with 167 penalty minutes, but he'll be back in the lineup tomorrow night and on Sunday in Athens. Anton Borodkin also activated off the injured list. He is the backup goaltender tonight over on the bench for Charlie Pence. Flanagan backhands it for Spinelli all the way around past Trey Fisher and shot back down deep again. Settled by Sharma. Flanagan on his horse to make sure he caught up to that one. He gets locked up with Wickline down in the corner. Wickline holding him down. Flanagan looking to draw a call. Barrow up ahead to Storjahan. Near side through the neutral zone. Skipping across the line is Wickline. Now in possession. Wickline to the middle. On goal. Sharma. A big save. And then the second effort from Samuro floats by the far post. Breakers will be forced to ice it again to catch their breath. Rahul Sharma with a great initial save, but Samuro with a second effort just inches away from tying the game at 3. Barrow will do it with Royer. Never mind. Barrow asked to leave the face-off circle, and to take it is Storjahan. Storjahan throws a cross-check into Royer. A couple cross-checks for that matter. Tipped him over. Barrow now on the far side in front of the Biloxi bench as the puck escape on for Storjahan, sent back to his defenseman in Samuro. Brendan Spinelli back to retrieve the puck. Spinelli, a couple shimmy shakes to get rid of the forecheck of Barrow. Charlie Penn's telling him to get rid of the puck, send it up to the forwards. Here's Bartlett 2-on-2, shooting one. And Trevor Roy with a quick save from a low angle. Now Heitzner at the circle, finds Mullins, his quick shot into the chest of Roy and held. 10:26 to go, still 3-2 Breakers. Shots on goal, 21-12 in favor of the boys in white. Just approaching the midway point here. Breakers with a 3-game road trip after the Saturday game last weekend against the Rock Lobsters was postponed due to weather concerns. They'll play now on Sunday, and the Georgia Tour kicks off tonight for Biloxi. Patakin waiting for Bartlett to tag up, then slings it right into the chest. Looks like he was going for Heitzner on the far side. Bartlett disrupted that play. Awkwardly going down is Connor Mullins into the far wall. Mike Wynn down in the corner. Runs into Patakin. Backhanded down low by Scaldi. Taken away by Patakin. Back ahead looking for Bikarchek, and it spits out to the half wall at center. Galvin up ahead for Wickline. Wickline all the way around the goal, trying a wraparound, rather that was Matthew Horan, excuse me. And Patakin being held from behind by Ryan Galvin is able to help the puck escape to the neutral zone. Now here's Bikarchek, pair of assists already for him in the game. Shoots one that ground balls its way in on Trevor Roy, and we'll head to media timeout. Still 3-2 Biloxi into the back half of a good one here in Columbus.
At Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport, we make it easy to drive the new Hyundai you want at the price you need. Every new Hyundai comes with Nat's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. That's serious value right here on the coast. Visit our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
The classic Queen vocal warm-up, getting the crowd fired up here in Columbus as we're ready to drop the puck into the back half of our contest. Breakers 3, River Dragons 2 with 9:27 to go in our Aaron's second period. My name's Devin Dobek, joining you on Breakers TV on YouTube and on 106.3 Super Talk Mississippi. Carter Thornton having a little bit of fun, singing his way down to the face-off circle along with the crowd here. Referee just caught an edge down in the corner and tripped at the top of your screen. Hope that he's okay, but he's beginning to pick up a couple things, and we're going to have a brief delay while we figure out what caused him to go down. He's going to throw something in his back pocket, and we'll go back to it. Lucchese and Jamaev will take the draw. Brandon Lucchese with 7 points in his last 8 games. Now down in the corner, Carter Thornton being hit from behind, sends it back down low, cut off by Columbus. Yaroyev Dakimov back on the ice, but he has not been much of a factor here in tonight's game. Seems like he's definitely limited. Only played 1 game with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits up in the ECHL and now finds himself in Columbus. There is a bad-looking hit. Carter Thornton might have to answer. It's Kyle Moore now jousting with Thornton. Might get him for the retaliation. Thornton continuing the altercation, and you know Carter Thornton's going to be given a couple minutes for this one, but will someone be joining him? Just an awkward play by Thornton. No malicious intent, but still a scary hit, and glad to see everybody back up to their feet for Columbus on what was not a good-looking collision. So Breakers back to the Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill. 3rd time they've been shorthanded tonight. Columbus is 1 for 2 on the man advantage. Face-off is won as Flanagan's run hard into the wall. Pete Karchek now picks it up in stride. 2-on-1 developing with Fisher. Fisher looking for a lane, throws it into the skates of the back checker in Underwood. And now ties it up on the wall to kill some penalty time. Fisher pulls off Underwood's helmet. And that's almost an automatic penalty. He got lucky there. Barrow shooting one down into the corner. Locked up his wick line with Lair Patakin. Finally, the puck sent out to the point. Barrow in control of it. Now Colton, one-timer, he scores. Josh Colton with a drive from the point through traffic that Sharma never saw. And Columbus ties the game at 3, just 37 seconds into the Carter Thornton minor. 2 power play goals for the River Dragons. The Breakers have been playing disciplined hockey as of late. Well, that's a tough one to surrender now that game's tied at 3. Ensuing draw is underway. Yeah, there's that loud PA again. Sorry, you're gonna have to play a little with the volume. You have Dakimov back with it, he scores. There's Yaroyev Dakimov against his former team. Finishes the 2-on-1 through the 5-hole of Sharma. And in the blink of an eye, if you ran to the bathroom, you would have missed these two. Columbus back in front 4-3. Just veteran poise from Yaro Yevdokimov. Credit where it's due. Very patient to open up the legs of Sharma and slide the puck through, and you can see Yaro very pleased to be able to do that against his former team. And now, not sure what's going on. Nobody's really going to the center dot just yet. Looks like Thornton's having a conversation with the referee. Underwood will talk to the linesman, and it looks like the stanchion on the glass had fallen off over on the near side in the corner. You can't see it on camera, but they're needing to do some repairs. And I wonder if that was on the ground during the play. Because if it was, I'd be curious to see if this is something that can be challenged by Biloxi as a hindrance down on the ice. I am ultimately expecting this goal to stand, but certainly a unique circumstance. Columbus with 4 goals on 14 shots in the hockey game. 4 goals on 15 shots, excuse me. Back in front at 4-3. As good work from the Columbus maintenance crew to get the stanchion back up and active, and we will continue to play on now. All right, Biloxi, how resilient are you? Charlie Penn's talking with the referee. That's Sean DeLaufey trying to give his explanation to Charlie Penn's. And I think Coach just wants a full explanation as to what transpired there. Basically, the connecting piece, for those of you unfamiliar with the term stanchion, the connecting piece between 2 panels of glass fell out, something you might have seen at the Coast Coliseum about a month ago. Here's Jamaev, thought about the half clapper, goes all the way around, centering one, knocked out, and Veilleux will take it back the other way. Inside 8 minutes to go, period 2, Veilleux putting it into sport, centering pass, Thornton swept one on goal, second effort. And it's turned aside. Mullins got a shot away. Couple good saves for Roy. Now another shot comes in by Mullins off the side of the cage. Yevdokimov credited with the goal. Brody Thornton the assist. And Jamaev credited with a secondary assist. Back out to center. It's going to be held by Yevdokimov. Through the circle, shoots one. Sharma gets a piece of it as it caroms back to the far side. Now Veilleux tips over Yevdokimov. They'll battle down by the wall. Sent in front. Swept on over for a quick shot. They score again. 3 goals in less than 90 seconds for the River Dragons. This time it's Justin Samuro potting one, and it's 5-3 River Dragons. Oh my goodness. I think the most frustrating part for Breaker Nation, as well as Charlie Penn's and the rest of the Breakers, has got to be that there's been 33 minutes of regulation time played, and they've been the better team for at least 28 of them. It's been 2 goals in 55 seconds in the first period, and then we'll have to see how this all shakes out, but I believe 3 goals in about a 90-second span here in the second. Once again, a conversation being had between Galvin and the referee. We're going to continue on. 5-3 River Dragons. Christo ahead looking for Davidson. Joel Texmo picks it up. Lucas Texmo will shoot it in deep all the way around the wall. Comes back out to Fisher. Nice pass between the legs. Indirect for Royer. Royer shoots into the glove of Roy, and it will be held. 6:42 to go. And another whistle and a face-off. Thornton and Yevdokimov credited with the assists on the Samuro goal. So Yaroslav Dokimov being a bit of thorn in the side of his former team with a hand in each of the last 2 tallies to put Columbus ahead by 2. Underwood sends it all the way around. Christo now looking to track it down. Joel Texmo right on his back. Christo shoved off the puck, continuing to work on Texmo down low. Locks him up into the end wall. Fabian Leonard getting into the mix. Here comes Leonard. Forward by trade. Slotted in a defensive spot, gets hooked. It's going to be a power play coming for the Breakers with 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go. And now Matthew Horn and Amy Royer with a quick conversation after the whistle. Horn went into his face looking hot, but Royer quickly diffused that situation. And so Biloxi will head to their 4th power play of the night. They're 0 for 3. It's the captain, Kirk Underwood, assessed the hook. Nice job by Fabian Leonard to draw that call. And the Breakers back a man up. Larry Patakin back for Davidson. On to Patakin again. Patakin looking for Heitzner. Somehow jumped over his stick and down into the corner. Bartlett winding across the circle. Finds it to Davidson down low. Heitzner had a chance at the hat trick on the doorstep and just barely missed the redirection. Out to the point for Bartlett. Now Heitzner outside the circle again. Back to Bartlett near point. Into the middle, Pikarczyk catch and release. Goes well wide, now Pikarczyk in the middle again, finds it down low, Heitzner on goal, flipping at it again, still free, on goal again, Roy makes the save. How did Heitzner, I don't know how he didn't bury it. Looked like he did everything he could to get it on goal. Roy, a better save. And he keeps it a 2-goal lead for the home team. Really good chances led by this power play unit, but somehow Roy keeps the puck out. Breakers have had their looks tonight. And they've cashed in on 3 of them, but they could really use a pair now. Here's Darius Davidson shooting one right into the glove of Roy. A quick face-off will come just moments later. Shots are 25-16 in favor of the Breakers. Nice win by Ross Bartlett, sweeping it out to the point, but taken shot just missed over the blocker's side by the post. Pikarczyk settles the bouncing pass from Bartlett. Outside the circle, back down for Bartlett. Bartlett hits the brakes, still holding below the end line. Bartlett shimmies and shakes, finds Davidson, back for Patakin. Shooting one, just missed on the glove side, down on the ground by the post. Bartlett threading one through, looking for Davidson. That one right into the back. Now still free, Pikarczyk finds Bartlett. Oh, it was Davidson getting stoned by Roy. Not Bartlett, excuse me, but couple grade A looks for Biloxi. Nice poise by Patakin, spins away from the pressure. Bartlett run into the wall. Sweeps it for Pikarczyk, and Columbus will clear with 20 seconds left to go on the Underwood minor. Oh, this has been one of the better looking power plays for the Breakers as Sharma sacrificing the body. Thornton's gonna get involved now. Not happy his goaltender got run. Everybody up on their feet. Thornton throws the man down to the ice. Chaos as Rahul Sharma sacrificed the body to break up the play. Took a shot, got back up. Thornton didn't like it, and he got involved quickly to jump Cody Wickline, and now Thornton will drop his helmet and head off to the penalty box. It's a media timeout. Biloxi heating up the pressure. This team looks to be playing together. Cash in on a few more chances, and we'll see what happens. First of 3 here on the road in Georgia. We'll be back in a splash.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jell-O shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cowan Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
So they gave Carter Thornton a 2-minute minor for roughing. So the Breakers momentarily are going to head back to the Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill once Underwood is released from the box. You can't necessarily discredit Thornton. Your goaltender gets touched, you got to do something. So he went and got on top of Wickline, who will stay out there for the power play. And we'll see if Columbus, who's got a pair of power play goals tonight, can add to their lead. Yaro Yevdokimov heads back behind the safety of the net, and he will begin the breakout. A decorated player from Biloxi, now wearing the Columbus threads. Comes all the way around to the near side for Barrow. Sent back from Storjahan to Barrow. Barrow for Storjahan in the slot, shoots, and Sharma's there to make the save. 3:45 to go, still 5-3 Dragons. The official shot totals 26-17 Biloxi. Like I said, it seems like they've been the better team for the majority of the game, but 2 goals in 55 seconds for Columbus in the first period and 3 goals in 79 seconds for Columbus in the second. As you have Dokimov gets it on goal, they give a whistle. That one might have trickled over the line had the play continued, but a generous whistle keeps the score 5-3 as Sharma comes away with the save. Breakers need to find a way to continue to pour the pressure on. Columbus has had every chance to rip the momentum away, but Biloxi continues to get the chances. Gotta cash in here. 23 and a half minutes of regulation time left. And it's a clean win by Columbus. Barrow near circle. Hits the brakes and surveys. Down low, gets it to Matthew Horan. Back to Barrow. Into the middle, played by Storjahan for Cody Wickline. Barrow to the point, quick shot right into the glove of Sharma with 3:20 to go. And another minute and 4 seconds to go on the Carter Thornton minor for roughing. Sharma goes for a lap, trying to clear his head here on the power play. He's made some big saves here tonight, but the defensive breakdowns and the spurts of offense from the River Dragons have been the difference. Thornton, Brody Thornton that is, with the puck. Galvin plays it down low, mishandled by Moore, kept alive by Jamaev. Moore on his backhand below the end line. Protecting the puck. Finds its way back for Jamaev. Outside the far circle, sends it to the point. Held onto by Colton. Back for Thornton. Down low and off the wall, it's played by Galvin to the top for Colton. Back to Galvin. Down low, Kyle Moore again outside the circle. Centering one, looking for Colton. Knocked away by Pikarczyk. Pikarczyk's had a great game defensively, especially on the forecheck. Disrupting all kinds of plays and adding to his repertoire. He's now got 27 points for number 27 this season. Pair of assists tonight. Brody Thornton swinging down low. Finds it to Kyle Moore, and it jumps over his stick back out to center, and that will do it for the Raven and Rose Tattoo penalty kill. Breakers able to get a much-needed kill. Jamaev back for Galvin, loading and shooting, And it goes by the glove side of Sharma and wide. Trey Fisher up ahead to Kyle Heitzner. In stride, pirouettes around and gets a shot away. Save made by Roy. And Josh Colton will send it ahead for Moore. Gets all the way by Moore and Christo. Trey Fisher snapping one to Fabian Leonard. Chopped ahead for Darius Davidson and speared back into the offensive zone for a moment. Lucas Texmo shoots it back out to center. Nice hit by Christo and Joel Texmo. Horan through the middle, looking to shoot. Glove save, Rahul Sharma with 91 seconds remaining in period number 2. Breakers scored the first 2 to open the second period, but Columbus with 3 unanswered in a span of 79 seconds. Back out in front at 5-3. Shots are 27-20. As Sharma makes another quick save. In the period, 14-11 in favor of the Breakers. Out shooting Columbus and definitely have had more possession in zone time, but River Dragons just capitalizing. Scaldi pulled it back over the blue line and then in again. Christo backhands it off the wall for Ross Bartlett. Bartlett up ahead, 3-on-3 charge the other way. Shoots one by the glove side post of Trevor Roy. Last minute to play here, period number 2. Pikarczyk gives it away to Texmo. Now here's Scaldi off the post, the rebound. They had the goal light pop off. The goal animations going on. You can see the lights flickering here, but it went off the post, no goal. Bartlett heading hot below the end line. Fans beginning to boo, but that one never even went close to being over the line. Right off the post. Connor Mullins locks up with Cody Wickline. Continuing to duel from his knees. Chipped ahead, 20 seconds to go. Storjahan for Veilleux. Veilleux lofts it ahead. Settled by Brody Thornton. Thornton quickly for Wickline. For Storjahan, 2 seconds to go. And won't get a shot away as it's blocked down. And that will do it. For period number 2, the River Dragons, with 3 unanswered goals in 79 seconds, leap back in front of the Breakers. Lead at 5-3. 20 more minutes of hockey to go. Final part of Kyle Heitzner's interview on tap for you. We'll be back in a splash after our Coastal Prince second intermission report.
But I think the biggest moment for you up until this point in your career, you got not 1 but 2 calls to the ECHL. You're finally playing AA professional hockey. You get those calls. Take us through the emotions, finally getting able to bump up to the next level and have a coast stint with both Adirondack and then Tulsa.
For sure. No, I kind of get goosebumps thinking about, getting the call leading up to the game. My first game in Reading. It was amazing. It's definitely a big step up as far as treatment, which everyone kind of knows. That's just what happens if you move up. But I couldn't believe how good the guys were, welcoming. That was what I was most nervous about. Was are they going to be oh, this guy's coming to take my job? But no, they were welcoming. I think it's a good aspiration for any guy in the FPHL to strive to move up and know that they're typically pretty good guys up there. You just mind your P's and Q's and work hard, and they know you've worked really hard to get even a game. So it's I think something they respect more too.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you mentioned kind of being treated better at the next level, but take us through a day in the life. What's it like being an ECHL hockey player? From the time you wake up to puck drop, how is it different from here in the Fed, or exactly how does it take us through a day in the life?
So I think typically in the ECHL you're going to get a $60 per diem per day, which covers your food for the day, and then on top of that $60 they'll provide a meal before the game, which is usually a catered in meal that's really yummy, and it was
all your gear. We see in all the Adirondack and Tulsa gear, so they give you, head to toe, whatever you need
geared
to.
up for sure, and also like really good coaching. Obviously, a lot of those guys played in the American Hockey League, or some of them in the NHL. Like the guys in Adirondack played some NHL games, and definitely some good guys to look up to and to learn from, and. And then the pregame skate, you have your pregame skate in the morning, just like we do here, and it's usually pretty quick and short, but the passing at that level is just so pristine, like it's so crisp, and I found it easier to trust your teammates because you just knew they were going to make the right play, and the hockey IQ is all 1 through 20 guys is there.
Right.
You got guys that have played Division I, OHL, American League, just really, really good players at that league.
Yeah, the ECHL, hopefully we both get to be up there someday once again. But turning the corner, winding down our interview here, you said via social media that Biloxi will be your 5th and final stop this season for you. What drew you to wanting to be a lasting part of this organization?
For me, personally, it's just a lot about, obviously having Penner here, familiar face, and to, get an opportunity to be a leader. We have a young team, that's pretty obvious, and being a 26-year-old with my 5th year in the league, I just wanted to be somewhere where I was appreciated and wanted, and I feel like, at least from what I've seen so far, is the guys are happy to have me here, and
I was doing jumping jacks.
It's
all excited.
Thanks, man. And it's just nice to be somewhere where you feel comfortable, because I think for me, that comfortable feeling of, okay, I'm here, I'm going to play some big minutes, I'm going to play some specialty teams. It allows you to really thrive as a player, and like you said, hopefully we're maybe at the ECHL level, even whenever that may be, next year or the year after. But while I'm here, I'm going to do everything in my power just to be a good teammate and a good leader, and try and put up some points on the board. So.
Yeah, you've sung Penner's praises. That was going to be my next question, but obviously he was a huge part of the decision for you to come here. You also mentioned being a veteran on this team and leading the young guys. Are you a lead by example guy, or are you a vocal leader? Maybe a little of both, but what's your leadership style?
A little bit of both, but mostly lead by example. I'm not one to, bark at guys or, really, I'll throw words of encouragement out to players and stuff like that, to teammates, but mostly just go out there, compete every shift, do the little things right, play well defensively, back check, forecheck, really strong on the forecheck. I turn pucks over very well, and make offense happen that way.
Yeah.
And just try to score big goals, maybe fight when it's needed, and that's about it.
Yeah, you really are one of, when people talk about an all-around player, that really describes you well. In your first game as a Breaker, you record a Gordie Howe hat trick, which is a goal, an assist, and a fighting major. And the fight, it was, I'm trying to remember, it was Landon Johnson, but yeah, he had to leave for some repairs. So it was definitely, do you feel that this was the best impression you could have made to the home fans on home ice? Like, you get your goal, you get your assist, and in a fight, like, this is Kyle Heitzner. Do you think that was the best impression you could have made?
For sure. You know what? I kind of joked about it with a couple people before the game. A lot of people hope they get a goal or a hat trick or something, but I was like, I hope I get a Gordie Howe tonight. And, it's hard right now because my fingers are a little bit swollen, sore, and cut from the fight, but there'll definitely be more to come. I just got to get healed up a bit, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you feel that offense or physical play is a bigger part of your game? Because you're someone who is no stranger to dropping the gloves, even with the amount of offense and points you're able to provide. So which do you feel is a bigger part of your game?
I think the offense for sure. I'm not someone who's going to fight every single game, but I am someone who's going to get chances every single game. And, when it comes to the offensive part, I have a very good anticipation for the game. So when you watch a hockey player, is like, what is he doing away from the puck? Well, does he know where the puck's going to end up? It's like predicting the play before it even happens. I think that's something I'm really strong at and take a lot of pride in. So that's kind of
Yeah, and you mentioned your forecheck earlier. You had an assist making a good forecheck play. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Royer scored on a one-timer, but outside. But yeah, forechecking leads to offense. I mean, it really is awesome. But a couple more questions for you. Do you think that this group has what it takes to collect some wins down the stretch? You got another 6 games with the Zydeco. You got a handful with Blue Ridge, Topeka, who they've already beat 3 times without you being on the roster. Do you think that this team can start to turn it around and maybe make a late push down the stretch?
Absolutely. I mean, my first 4 games here, we've played Monroe and Athens, which could be, if it wasn't for the divisions, could be the league final, right? Like, in my opinion, I've asked a lot of guys around the league, who are the hardest teams you've played against this year? And it's either Monroe or Athens. You know, pay credit where it's due with Binghamton. They've won the last 2 years, but I think there's 2 powerhouse teams in Athens and Monroe. And, you know, once we start playing some games that are a little bit more manageable, I think if we work as hard as we can and, you know, being a younger team and we capitalize and execute more on chances, we can definitely make a push to win games and, you know, maybe even get a little closer to a playoff position. I think that's very achievable for what we have.
Yeah, it certainly is. And then you got that big 3-game series with Twin Cities, and they're currently sitting on the playoff bubble. So who knows? Maybe that will be a valuable 9 points that you guys can go out and get. But I always like to leave the floor with you to end an interview. Your message to the fans, or just any final thoughts or things that you'd like to say?
No, I just think, obviously, for all the people who have been supporting Biloxi this year, thank you very much. And, you know, it means so much to all of us to have people out there, you know, supporting the team, win or lose. And, you know, we really appreciate, like, everything that the not just the booster club, but the people that are paying for the tickets to allow us to do our job and still play kids' game. It's really special for me, you know, specifically to be able to just go out there and play, not have to worry about, you know, whether it's sticks or, not that we get sticks from fans, but everything that we get, and we're very blessed is what I'm getting.
Takes a village.
Yeah, it really does. And thank you very much. So that's all I really have for today.
All right, that's Kyle Heitzner, a new forward for the Biloxi Breakers. He'll be at it in the 3-3 this weekend. We hope you can join us on Breakers TV before the boys return home February 6th and 7th. But Heitzy, thanks so much for joining me on the panel here.
Thank you.
It's been a blast.
Awesome.
All right, I'll be right back to wrap this thing up.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
Looking for non-stop fun? Sky Zone Biloxi at the Edgewater Mall is the place to be. Jump off wall-to-wall trampolines, dunk on the basketball court, or conquer the warrior course. Sky Zone Biloxi truly has something for everyone. And now, you can celebrate big with our newly upgraded birthday party packages to make their special day unforgettable. Get ready to jump, play, and soar higher than ever at Sky Zone Biloxi.
Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, jello shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cowan Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores. That's a good old hockey game. Oh, the old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash and skates a flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up, and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees. They travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside. It's a good old hockey game.
And we welcome you back out of our Coastal Prince second intermission. Devin Doback along with you, gearing up for period number 3 here from the Civic Center. Let's quickly take you through our game summary. 5-3 Columbus ahead. In the first period, Heitzner opened the scoring at 1-0. Then Storjahan and Scaldi made it 2-1. To the room we went. Breakers come out hot in period 2 with 2 goals in 44 seconds. Fisher with his 5th of the year, followed by Heitzner with his 2nd of the game, and 3rd is a breaker. Just like that, 3-2 Biloxi. To the back half of the period, Columbus with 3 goals in 79 seconds. Colton, Yevdokimov, and Samuro make it 5-3 in a span of 79 seconds. And that's where we stand as we're ready to drop the puck in our Half Shell Oyster House 3rd period. Bartlett takes the opening draw, and it's controlled by Columbus. Spinelli will chip it back ahead. Underwood, hot pass right into the boots of Lucas Texmo. Up ahead for Jamaev. Spinelli closes off his lane. Pikarchak has the puck skip back up to the point. Looks like Anton Borodkin is in goal now for the Breakers. Rahul Sharma being lifted after 5 goals on 20 shots. Anton Borodkin's been given the net for the 3rd period. Charlie Pens feels his team has a chance to win this game. And he's going to go to the cold goaltender who will appear in his first game since being activated off the injured list. Last time that he played was the last time Spinelli fought on January the 2nd. Made 6 consecutive starts for the Breakers before that injury. Boston Bird on a net drive accidentally took out the knee of Borodkin and put him on the injured list. So he will enter here tonight, and we'll see if he can help hold the line for the Breakers and see if they can't help find some goals for their goaltender. Here's Leonard. Back up ahead for Lucchese. Taken by Underwood, and he will quickly snap one back out to center. No Xavier Charbonneau since he exited in the first period after a shot on the power play. Hope that Charbs is okay. Went off the ice on his own, but has not returned. Veilleux deflected the puck for a moment, still gets free to Wickline. On for Lucas Texmo. Texmo holds and turns it back over to Dimitri Christo. Ahead for Carter Thornton. Over the blue line, Thornton looking for Lucchese. Lucchese blows an edge and goes down into the wall. Storjahan stretching one out at the blue line for Wickline, and Borodkin will cover that with 18:35 to go. Borodkin this season with an .896 save percentage and a 5.06 goals against average. Still looking for his first win as a member of the Breakers. Could it be a 3rd period come from behind one here tonight? A guy who's pinballed around the FPHL. 4th team this year, was in Watertown to begin, then went to Blue Ridge, Indiana, and now here in Biloxi. And seems like he's found a home here, playing under his former coach in Watertown, Charlie Pence. Chipped ahead, Davidson with a quick stick lift. Now he's going to have to tag up as Fisher darts to the far side. Back for Royer. Royer. Tenacious effort, finds it back to Fisher, who had trouble handling it between the legs. Back in front, Royer got a shot away and took a little exception to Mike Wynn harassing him outside the blue paint. And so we'll have another whistle and a face-off. Fans, I got some exciting news for you. We're going to have another meet and greet coming up at Margaritaville Family Entertainment Center on Wednesday, February 4th. It'll be 5 to 6:30 and half-price games throughout the entire arcade. So Margaritaville Family Entertainment Center, Wednesday, February 4th, 5 to 6:30, half-price games on the arcade. Meet and greet with a handful of breakers who will be in attendance. You can get some pictures, some autographs. Great opportunity to get involved with the breakers. Gretchen Anderson, our wonderful community events director, setting that one up as she did the walk-ons one, which was a huge success last week, so shout out to Gretchen. Shot back down low, Horan with a feed to the back post. Royer using his body to free up the puck. Fisher for Davidson. Davidson will dump it to go chase himself. Mike Wynn disrupting his path, and Davidson will head back to the bench. Mike Wynn will dump it in ahead. 2.5 minutes gone by here. Period 3. Breakers trailing by 2 here in their first of 3 games on this Georgia tour. Kyle Moore outside the circle looking for a redirection in front. Gets all the way through everybody. Borodkin now has to track one down and make another quick save. And he's into the hockey game. Lucas Pikarczyk with speed. Shoots it to go chase once again himself. Pikarczyk hanging on to the puck. Saucering one in the direction of Bartlett. Pikarczyk down low again. It's popped back on up. And banked out by Jamaev. No, kept in by Bartlett, but then he had his pass knocked away. Pikarczyk looking to head out for a change. Fabian Leonard awkwardly sends one in on Trevor Roy. Now over on the far side, Veilleux picks it up outside the circle from a low angle, shoots one, goes high off the near sidewall. Leonard now, why not? Lets it fly. Bartlett. And nice play over on the wall by Brendan Spinelli. Spinelli. Jamaev walks into the zone, gets rid of the puck. Leonard looking to impose his will on Tyler Barrow, gives him a shove in the back after the fact. Lucchese. Beautiful pass in stride to Kyle Heitzner. Heitzner looking for Leonard, who was in across the blue line. And it comes all the way back where Biloxi will reset. Quickly out to center once again. Veilleux to the far side. Thornton directing traffic. Has Christo take it with him. Christo with a deke move. Christo on goal. Oh, Dimitri Christo made something out of nothing there. But a better save by Roy. Now Thornton pops one out in front, and midair it's batted down towards Anton Borodkin once more. Almost 5 minutes gone by here. In our final period of regulation, in this first of 2 meetings between the River Dragons and the Breakers this season. Here's Tyler Barrow outside the circle. Comes in, Wickline shot, save Borodkin. Barrow goes down hard into the wall. He's looking for a call, won't get it. Now Mike Wynn redirects one. Oh, how did that one not cross the line? Funky bounce, certainly looked from our vantage point like it was going to be a goal. Veilleux, blind feed looking for Lucchese. Good back check from Storjahan, breaks up the play. Now up ahead, Carter Thornton gets it to Veilleux. Veilleux from his knees, fighting to get it to Thornton. Trevor Roy, or Tyler Roy, excuse me, all over the ice sporadically to keep it out. Mike Wynn dropping one off to Josh Colton, up ahead to Skate Scaldi. Fisher had it go just out of his reach. Brody Thornton will shoot it in deep. Patakin hard into the wall. Pops it out to Colton at the point. His shot redirected by Fisher to the far corner. Ryan Galvin through Gretzky's office. Fights it back to Scaldi. Sent up to the point again. Mike Wynn immediately bangs it down low. Spinelli motoring from behind his own cage. Through a couple bodies. Finds it to Davidson. Davidson protecting with speed. Glides in. Backhands one in on Roy and then takes a big hit and goes down hard into the end wall. back up to his feet, but definitely had his bell rung there as then he's cut off by Mike Wynn with another awkward collision looking to get to the bench. He'll finally go off for a change, an interesting sequence there. Jamaev dropping one off to Thornton. Samuro back for Thornton. His wrist shot goes wide on the post side, or the near post side. Flanagan. Tape-to-tape pass to Royer. Whacked in deep. Brody Thornton below the end line. Beginning their pursuit back the other way. Kyle Moore zigging and zagging his way across the blue line. In all alone, shoots, tried to go 5-hole, as then looked like Davidson might have clipped the post. We go to media timeout. 12:49 to go, still 5-3 Dragons. Back in a splash.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment, in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
The famous SNL More Cowbell skit airs through the arena here. You hear the cowbells after being summoned. Salute the video here in the Civic Center as we're back underway. Yevdokimov over to the far side. Now sent back into the legs of Jamaev, cut off by Fabian Leonard. Strong job by Leonard, then whirly-birds his way down to the ice, quickly back up to his feet. Columbus hanging on to it. Samuro has his pass intercepted by Ross Bartlett. Bartlett 1-on-2 the other way. Why not? Winds up and lets it fly. Then overskated it. Heitzner centering one that gets all the way through. On goal by Patakin. Pad saved by Roy. Kyle Moore up the near side. It looked like Bartlett went down again on his own. Now to the far side. Yevdokimov puts it in front. They score. I believe that's Justin Samuro once again. Credit the assist to Yaro Yevdokimov. He's got a goal and 2 assists here tonight. And a big one. Makes it 6-3 Columbus. They've got the last 4 unanswered goals with 12:03 to go in regulation. So we continue on. Blair Patakin, D-to-D for Connor Mullins. He picks it up off the wall. Justin Samaro with his first 2 goals of the season. Now a turnover by Mullins. Wickline taken down from behind. Borodkin throws the trapper on it. And with 11:46 to go, another face-off ready to go. We saw Lucchese throw a cross-check into Yevdokimov, but there hasn't been a whole lot of physical play between the former captain of the Breakers and his team. And now he's starting to twist the knife with 3 points already here tonight. Popped up into the air. Here's Carter Thornton finding the loose puck. Ahead for Lucchese. Lucchese in all alone. And he missed the net on the shot. Rebound, Thornton got on goal. Roy makes another save. Lucchese just lifted that one a little too high. Looked for the shot as opposed to a deke move, and it goes off the window. Now Thornton heading down into the end line. Roy settled it with Underwood in pursuit of Thornton from behind. Spinelli will shoot one from the neutral zone, glove down by Roy. 11 minutes to go here, period 3. It's a 3-goal game in favor of the Dragons. Spinelli banking one for Carter Thornton up ahead. He tried to reverse his hit, kept the possession alive. Veilleux shielding on his backhand. Back for Thornton. Leonard swats it back into the offensive zone. They'll say it's a hand pass with 10:40 to go. Another whistle. Take a quick look at the waters ahead for your Biloxi Breakers. Tomorrow night, 6:30, or it should be 6:05 puck drop against the River Dragons. So 6:05 tomorrow night, the last night in January, and then they'll take on the Rock Lobsters February 1st before returning home for 4 straight. Columbus gets the puck in deep. Wrapped around the wall by Royer, got cut off by either the referee or Scaldi. Scaldi looking to center one. Davidson disrupted the play. As now Royer continuing to hack away at Scaldi. Leonard trying to decide which way he wants to go. Fisher looked to angle it up ahead. It caroms to the near side, and then Wynn and Davidson converge. Fisher popping one out to the middle. Davidson on his backhand all the way around, out front for Fisher, and he just missed the net. Good play by Davidson and Fisher. Each of them setting up one another. As Fisher now a quick shot. Didn't get it on goal. Christo looking to just get it deep. It's cut off by Columbus, and they'll head the other way. Some good opportunities for Davidson and Fisher on that possession. Fisher will redirect it ahead. Referee says no icing. Closing in on 10 o'clock Eastern time here in Georgia. Mullins sweeps it for Bartlett. Tapped for Kyle Heitzner. Pocket pick by Jamaev. Jamaev back to work. Heitzner in pursuit. Strong back check forces him down into the corner. Now Jamaev throws it off the net as a self-pass. Finally taken away by Bartlett. And here comes Heitzner on hat-trick watch. Heitzner, a dangle move. Couldn't get through Samuro. And Yevdokimov will slow things down. 8:40 to go, period 3. As Brody Thornton takes a high stick from Ross Bartlett, and Bartlett calling for the trainer. I'm not sure what happened here. Either Bartlett or Pikarczyk, the linesmen and officials. It is Pikarczyk. As we head into our media timeout, he'll head off. A rare breaker to take a penalty. We'll be back in a moment.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Breakers head to the Raven Rose Tattoo penalty kill for the 5th time tonight. They've surrendered a pair of power play goals already It's actually a double minor assessed to Pikarczyk, so blood must have been drawn from Thornton. And so the Breakers are watching their comeback hopes slip through their fingertips after a double minor penalty that will leave them short-handed for half of the remaining regulation time, barring some power play goals. Texmo back for Underwood. Now Texmo changes places with Underwood and shoots, or no, gets it back to Underwood once more. Sent back out to Underwood just inside the point. Down low for Wickline. Snapped across into the boots of Barrow. Barrow's had a quiet night tonight. Carter Thornton will chip it ahead by Lucas Texmo. Good effort from Thornton. Killing off some time. Now sends it back to his defensive pairing in Leonard and Spinelli. And the Breakers playing a little keep away here as this one finally deflected up and into the seats again. 7:52 to go regulation. 3:20 on the game clock. Columbus has been efficient tonight. 6 goals on 24 shots. Breaker goaltending has been the one thing that's been solid as of late. They've been, of course, facing between 50 and 60 shots a game, but they've been making saves or at least keeping it to 5 or less in a majority of those affairs. But here tonight, it's just been a lot of efficiency from Columbus. And the Breakers, with 32 shots of their own, have 3 goals. Storjohn walks in, glove save! Anton Borodkin. Stone Storjohn walking right down the slot area. He didn't flinch, made that one look easy. Welcome back, Anton Borodkin. Point blank glove save, did not flinch. Seems to be settling back in nicely in his first game in about 28 days, 4 weeks. Heitzner wins the draw back to the near side. Now here's Wynn. On the far side, Underwood. To Colton. Colton in front, redirected, they score. It's Jamaev. Alex Jamaev with his 3rd of the season gives Columbus a 4-goal lead to make it 7-3 with 7:19 remaining. This has not felt like a 7-3 hockey game. So now 2 minutes for Pikarczyk after Columbus scores their 3rd power play goal of the night. And we're back underway. It really has not felt like a 7-3 hockey game here tonight, but Columbus just using their years of playing together, experience and depth along with all the talent to surge ahead after the Breakers once led 3-2, 5 unanswered for Columbus. Back out at the point, Wint holds again. Back for Colton, near circle, Colton chips it back up ahead to Colton in the slot, looking far side, sent back to the middle, redirected to Colton, near circle. Little catch being played by Jamaev and Colton. Win, back for Colton, top of the key, walking in, shoots one. And it goes off the wall, almost off the back of Borodkin and in. Somehow just missed. Colton another quick shot. Saved by Borodkin. You have Dokimov just outside the blue paint. Colton on to Kyle Moore. Now it's Colton again. Fisher in pursuit. The closest one limits the gap. Sent to the far side. Thornton picks it up and will shoot it down as we close in on the 6-minute mark here in regulation. Inside 40 seconds to go on the Pikarczyk double minor. Nice stick by Veilleux. breaks up Lucas Texmo for just a moment. Now Samuro will motor back the other way. Samuro will shoot it way around the wall. Spinelli takes a cross check from Texmo, and now another high stick. Lucchese's going to go for high sticking very shortly. Samuro, Texmo, far side, win. Back to Samuro. To the point for Texmo. Extra attackers out there. Closing in on the 5-minute mark. Quick shot, save Borodkin. Breakers are back to full strength, but not anymore. 5:11 to go. Lucchese's going to go for a high stick as Matthew Horan will hunch over and go back to the bench. This one may just be 2 minutes. And so back a man up go the Dragons. Already 3 power play goals tonight. Trey Fisher coming to have a quick conversation with the official. Ross Bartlett bending an ear as well. It is another double minor penalty. So it must have drawn blood, but Breakers now struggling to get out of their own way. Back-to-back double minors for high sticking just after the back half of Pikarczek's was killed. As another whistle comes in. What could this be for? Offsides is the call. Puck is dropped once more. Sent back out to Tyler Barrow. Barrow across to the far side. Storjahan in stride to Lucas Texmo. Texmo shimmies for a moment, curls out to the point, dodges the poke check of Pikarczek. Pikarczek then forces a turnover. He'll head the other way. Pikarczek's shot, save made by Roy. With 4:43 to go, it's our final media timeout. We'll take it. Back in a moment here, 7-3 River Dragons.
When injury knocks you out, Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
.443 to go, our out-of-town scoreboard. A Tyson Kirkby-less Binghamton Black Bears fall at home in overtime in a championship rematch against Twin City, 5-4. PD leads Athens 3-2 in the second period on the road. Danbury trails Blue Ridge 5-4 on the road in the third period. Watertown and Port Huron locked up at 2 out in New York in the third period. Indiana leads Topeka 2-1 on the road in the third, and Monroe ahead of Baton Rouge 3-0 in the second out in Monroe. So the road underdogs having themselves a pretty decent night. Indiana among them. Of course, I mentioned Twin City, Danbury making a comeback after trailing by 3. PD on top of Athens. Some good games across the league. Biloxi, of course, a road underdog. They were in control for about the first half of this game. Another 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go on the Lucchese double minor. Shots are 32-27 Biloxi. They trail 7-3. Both goals in the frame have belonged to the Dragons. Christo back to retrieve it in the corner of his own end. He will shoot it off the wall. Carter Thornton pokes it ahead, and now in pursuit of the puck goes back for Kyle Heitzner. Spun around for Thornton. Heitzner battling with Wynn. They exchange a few shoves. And here comes Kyle Moore. Moore holding with Fabian Leonard disrupting his efforts. Now back down low comes to Moore. Quick shot, save made by Borodkin. And it's lofted out by Don Heaven Veyu.
Let's go Dragons!
100 seconds remaining on the Lucchese double minor for high sticking. Kyle Moore floats into the zone, drops it back for Texmo. Spun back in the direction of Colton, and now here come the breakers. Veyu looking for a lane as Fisher was darting towards the goal. Fisher in an awkward spot. Lucky he didn't take a hit there. Mike Wynn breaking it out to Josh Colton. Colton shoots it far corner for Kyle Moore to chase. Flanagan and Moore converge. Moore takes it away from Flanagan. Spinelli now motors his way ahead. 1-on-3 against the River Dragons. Lucas Texmo closing him off down low. Couple stick lifts from Spinelli, but Texmo continues to win the battle. Inside 2 minutes to play. Another 40 seconds or so on the minor to double minor to Lucchese. Here's Ryan Galvin. He's had a quiet night. Backhanded down low. Chipped out to the point. Held by Samuro. Down low again. Spinelli. Good poke check. Columbus retains possession. Scaldi from a low angle. Might have thrown it off the outside of the post. And Borodkin steers it back to the corner. Lucchese will be out in 10 seconds. Another 80 seconds to go in regulation. Scaldi. As it's banged back down low by Lucas Texmo. Horan driven into the wall by Connor Mullins. Quick shot from Scaldi. Save made Borodkin. As now Borodkin shoots it up ahead to Lucchese. Inside the final minute. River Dragons fans are on their feet for the final minute here. Saluting their home team who put on a show tonight. As up ahead, here's Barrow. Quick shake, big save, Borodkin on the backhanded opportunity by Barrow. Now up ahead, Scaldi shoots one into the catching mitt of Borodkin. Another face-off. Anton Borodkin with a couple impressive saves here inside the final minute. As down low, here's Wickline holding on to it, now sends it to the near side. Barrow toe dragging his way to the middle. Thornton pops it ahead for Darius Davidson. Davidson chugging on the far side. Couldn't go through the skates of Wynn. Then Davidson, quick body check into him. Kept in by Fisher. Shot down low. Thornton picks it up. In front, Davidson shoveled it on goal. Awkward collision between Wynn and Thornton. Still held in. 5 seconds ago. Patakin's one-timer off the wall. Thornton trying to shovel it home as we get a whistle with 1.5 seconds remaining. And we'll have one more face-off. Score 7-3. Shots are 33-31 in favor of the Dragons. They've already got the win song going, and why not, as that will do it. The Breakers fall by a final score tonight of 7-3. They once led 3-2 early on in the second period, but then 5 unanswered by the River Dragons, led by their new key piece, Yaro Yevdokimov. Run away with this one in a 7-3 victory. A promising game for the Breakers. Certainly looked to be moving the puck better, creating more chances. They held Columbus to 31 shots on net, despite being shorthanded for a dozen minutes or so throughout the contest. And I mean, 8 alone here in the third period, so maybe closer to 20 they were shorthanded. But a tough pill to swallow for the Breakers. They'll look to build on this one, going at it with the River Dragons tomorrow night. 6:05 Central Time will be the puck drop. 7:05 Eastern. Here, local time in Columbus. Once again, the final score, 7-3. Columbus takes this one over Biloxi. Final shot totals 33-31. A lot to build on here in Biloxi. A promising game, trying to get these new pieces clicking. Kyle Heitzner with a pair of goals tonight, Trey Fisher with the other. It's going to take time, but the Breakers heading into one of their hardest stretches the rest of the way here this season in the Georgia Tour. Columbus tomorrow and Athens on Sunday. But after that, some winnable games. You got the Zydeco, you got Topeka, you got Blue Ridge, you got Twin City. So we'll see, but if Biloxi can find a way to compete with these more challenging teams here, then you never know what the future might hold. Never say never in the FPHL. You see something new every night, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolute pleasure to join you along for the broadcast here. Let's take it down to ice level for the 3 stars of tonight's game. Kyle Moore, the 3rd star in tonight's game with 4 assists. 2nd star is, you guessed it, Yaro Yevdokimov with a goal and 3 assists is the game's 2nd star.
And tonight's 1st star with 2 goals and an assist, number 23.
2 goals and an assist for Justin Samuro, and he is the game's 1st star. Well, folks, that just about wraps up our broadcast here. The Breakers fall by a final score one last time of 7-3. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you Breakers coverage here tonight for Friday night FPHL action. On behalf of the Breakers organization and myself, Devin Dobek, thanks so much for tuning in. And always remember to live the dream.